It's May 4th. We just got more rain last night. It's been a pretty wet few days, so that's about 2.25 inches of rain. So it was 2 inches, so that was another 1/4 inch of rain last night. The ground's just super wet. It's just interesting how seasonal changes occur. You know, fortunately there's a little breeze today, so that'll help, but not much sun. But one of the larger impacts really are the plant materials themselves, the trees, the turf. They really, when they're actively growing, they really wick a lot of moisture up out of the ground and help dry up areas. I mean, an old trick used to be to plant a willow tree in a wet spot, for example, and during seasonal growth, that wet spot would be reduced by the help of the tree sucking it up and letting the moisture escape through the leaves during the summer months. So what I wanted to show though here, number 4 green, is all this highly disease-prone Poania that we have. If you can see the slight discoloration here, it's kind of a pink or red color. That's pink snow mold. We're fighting this thing tooth and nail throughout almost every spring. It's faint. You have to look close to see it. But when you do find it and you train your eye to see it, you can see it's just all over the putting surface. And you can see this is some of the old scarring left behind. We've treated this. This will be the 4th treatment today. We're going out today to treat it with a fungicide to try to stop this. This is perfect weather, cool, moist, overcast weather. And the same is true for the fairways. By the way, the seeding is starting with the Poania. You can really see how much Poania we have in some areas. Again, we talked about this before, that not all strains of POA seeds the same. You can see this is a real kind of strong biotype that produces a lot of seeds. So some greens are basically turning white and are going to get worse for a while. Greens are going to get bumpy. You can see our bunkers holding water. Their drainage is slowing down. But the greens are going to putt poorly for a while now. It's the typical Poania. See, here's the pink snow mold. You can see the bent grass here, and the is finer bladed, off-color lime green Poania is getting infected with that pink snow mold. Once you see it, your eye will go to it and you can just see. So the fairways we only spot treated. I'm trying to reduce our fungicide inputs, saving money. The time's going to come I'm going to have to pull the trigger and stop this disease, because once it gets going, look at this whole area right here. You can just see it's taken off. So earlier on, this disease was more prevalent underneath the shade or the canopy of the trees, and now it's persisting across the entire fairway again, because basically everything's been under shade in the sense of the cloud cover. But earlier this year we spot treated this area here and tried to reduce chemical expense that way. But you know, it's the same thing. You learn this lesson time and time again. Once a disease gets started, you're better off stopping it early on, because then it's harder to stop and you got to throw more material at it, especially if the conditions continue to persist favorable for the disease. I mean, overall, I think the golf course is looking good. It's just dealing with mainly the Poania and the disease susceptibility and the seed head production on the greens.